All right, men, if you are here, welcome. Glad to have you, and I hope you enjoy. Bit of a preface: I'm Tom McGregor from New Zealand, and used to be a bit of a shell of myself. I really did not like who I was, hated pretty much everything about me in terms of internally, had no confidence, had no belief in myself, and really just fell in love with the gym. And this is pretty much how I dropped 40 pounds and built my confidence back from the shell I was, using my own method that I've built without having to give up all the foods I loved and without having to spend hours in the gym. And I just want to preface by saying you don't have to be a bodybuilder. I just did this for to build my confidence back up, to step on stage, to have that belief back, and this is just to show you the big difference that was truly made. Before implementing this, honestly, like I said, I was fat. I was an unconfident shell of myself. I wake up with no energy whatsoever. I hated going to work, and I battled with sticking to my word, sticking to my daily habits, and honestly, I would just give up on myself. I wouldn't see quick, fast, snappy results, and yeah. Now, it said 120 days, but it really was in 100 days, just under, but for this we're going to go with 120 days because it's a lot easier to talk about it like that. And after implementing this, I have way better mindset, way more confidence, and my discipline, and just built positive daily habits. I built belief to build more than just my physique, and that's really what I want to get across. Because yes, the abs are cool, and yes, I've built my dream physique, and I've kept the weight off 2 months post competing, but I really want to get the stress point across, that the confidence and belief that you build that comes with losing the fat is really what I'm about. And this time I kept it off because I've done it before, but I put the weight back on while I bulked. And yeah, this time it's been 2 months post show, so I really wanted to do that and prove that I could keep it off this time without putting it back on. And as you can see, still pretty lean, still pretty ripped. So that's exactly how I did it and kept it off, so you can do it too. Now, who is this for? If you're struggling with kicking that last 20 to 40 pounds of fat around that stomach and lower back, that you know is just that last 10% you need to gain that confidence back, then this is for you. And if you need to drop any bad habits that are holding you back from achieving your dream physique goals, then this is for you. And if you've got that voice in the back of your mind telling you that you're worth more, you're capable of doing more, then this is for you. And if you've tried to drop the weight before, but you fell back to your old eating habits, you broke promises to yourself, you stopped showing up to the gym because you didn't see quick results, then this is for you. And if you're a man with big dreams and you want the actual foundation in the mind and the body to achieve those dreams, then this is for you. And if you're looking for a long-term, sustainable way to include the foods you love and drop the fat and keep it off, then this is for you. This is not for you though if you're expecting a quick fix to drop that fat and build the physique without actually willing to implement healthy daily habits that assures you keep it off. If you aren't willing to accept that the reason that you are fat and are going to come up with a million different excuses as to why you can't lose it, then this is not for you. And if you're okay with being a people pleaser, with being average, and you just want to fit into society and don't realize that disrespecting your body is disrespecting those who love you, then this is not for you. If you're not willing to accept and hold yourself accountable that the reason that you are fat and that you do lack belief in yourself is no one else's fault except for your own. I don't mean this to be a dick, but it is your fault. If you don't think it is, then this is not for you. And if you're simply not willing to work out 4 times per week for 45 to 60 minutes and train like a man should at maximum intensity, then this is not for you. But the truth about shredding fat and building confidence, most people will tell you that you can't drop the fat while eating the foods you love. And I'm here to tell you they're wrong. You don't have to give up the foods you love. You don't have to spend hours in the gym, and to build your confidence, you certainly do not have to do red light therapy, saunas, and meditate for 3 hours a day. But what most overweight men that lack confidence don't understand is that fat loss is hidden behind a mindset and simple daily habits They don't understand how to optimize a high protein diet around what they already eat. They don't know how to set a clear direction so that they can control the habits towards that. Because if you know exactly where you're going, then you will know exactly how to get there. They don't know how to train effectively and efficiently using progressive overload. As you can see here, 45 to 60 minute sessions may suffice. I am living proof of that. I drop 40 pounds 4 times a week, 45 to 60 minute sessions in the gym. But don't worry, I'm not going to let that happen to you, because there's no such thing as a restrictive diet that don't include the foods you enjoy. In fact, I think it's one of the dumbest things when people cut out all the foods that they want. Obviously, you're going to have to eat foods that you might not want to eat all the time. You're going to have to eat high protein. You're going to have to eat mixed vegetables. You're going to have to eat whole, filling foods. But if you optimize these properly, you will be left with enough calories to keep enjoying the foods you like, probably about 30% of the time. It'll keep you on track over a long period of time, because all foods are made of calories. So why would you not be able to include them in your diet? It literally makes no sense. Why would you have to spend hours in the gym? I just showed you that science has proven that you don't have to spend hours in the gym to keep that muscle tissue. And if you think about it logically for a second, there is nothing in this world, if you truly desire it, you can't engineer it, reverse engineer it. Because if you know what you desire and you actually want it, it's reverse engineerable, because someone else has likely done it, which means it's possible, which means you just have to mimic exactly what they did. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do. I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Yes, there's going to be small sacrifices, but that means you're going to get massive wins. And if you want that person to be you, I'll show you exactly how to set your direction and goals up so you don't have any more excuses, so that it is impossible not to hit your goal. I'll show you exactly how I lost 40 pounds without giving up all the foods I love, through understanding that daily habits and aligning them with my goals, you start to stack wins and you start to build momentum. And I'll show you exactly how doing that builds that confidence and belief within yourself. And I'm going to show you all this not just for fat loss, but how this is a transferable skill that you can use in any avenue of life. But before we move on, here's a backstory on how I got here, because it wasn't damn pretty. I failed out of university. As you can see here, my grades were absolutely atrocious, and this was through poor, bad habit choices. I drank, I did drugs, I vaped. I was going down a horrible path in life. And as you can see, like I said, I got kicked out of university for failing too many papers because I drank 3 times a week, gave in to my poor habit choices, and was just honestly a completely and utterly lost soul in life. And then after that, I got done drink driving and tore my knee while working a job I hated the next year after I got kicked out in 2023. That's me getting arrested. That's me, obviously, in a worse state than I am now. And that's pretty much when I decided enough was enough and leapt into 75 hard. Then moved over to another country for 3 months to get away from it all, and came back after that, had knee surgery, which is still affecting me today as I have to get it redone. So that's why I'm big on the anti-bad habits and building good positive habits. But a couple mates began to ask me, how did I do it? How did I transfer so quickly in life? How did I change my life and stop drinking? How did I build the physique? And I really got me thinking, what did I actually do every single time in the past year and a half that I've relentlessly built this method on top of? So that's when the McGregor method was born, after a year and a half of self-development that honestly has been brutal. It's 75 hard, but I kept vaping. Something would always give. I kept going between my bad habits, drinking occasionally, missing my wake-ups. And then I'd try different morning routines, and then I'd miss my morning routines. And then I finally got coaching for bodybuilding and life and mindset, and through rebuilding myself. You know, it wasn't pretty. It's been rough. It's been tough. It's been brutal. I've tried all the low-carb diets. I've tried restricting myself. I thought carbs made you fat. I've tried all the different workout splits, push-pull legs, the bro split, trained 4, 5, 6, 7 days a week because I thought if I didn't train, I'd get fat again. But up until about 6 months ago, something would always give. I'd go back to drinking, I'd get fat, and then I'd start vaping again, and I could never quite get it to all fit together until 6 months ago. I've had no drugs, no alcohol, haven't vaped for 6 months, I eat the foods I love, and have now maintained a stage-ready physique for 2 months post-show, which has all led to building myself up, building the confidence and belief into myself to give this back to you. And I'm giving it away to you for free. In the following steps, I'm going to outline the entire process from A to Z, what I did to accomplish these results, so you can use the McGregor method to drop your bad habits for good, healthy habits while dropping fat, all without giving up the foods you love or spending hours in the gym in 120 days or less. And this is exactly a big overview of how it unfolded. After a year and a half, the method unfolded in these exact steps to where I am today. I had to go through that realization stage that I was not the person I needed to be. I was a complete shell of myself. I was a loser. I was drinking every weekend, but I realized I was meant for more. I had to shatter my limiting beliefs, and it taught me to follow a process and delay my gratification. Though I thought I could keep some bad habits, but at this time I also did learn a lot about exercise and how to get ripped. But my actions weren't completely aligning with my goals. I didn't quite, but I began to learn, like I said, how to eat properly, how to train. And then I went back to having been lost with no direction, went back to vaping. But this made me realize how I do one thing is how you do everything, and did a massive audit on my life and realized I needed coaching, I needed to get some routine back into my life. And that led me to finding my new direction, which was a bodybuilding competition. Now, like I said earlier, you don't have to do bodybuilding to do this. But this did teach me massively to learn to include the foods I enjoyed and drop everything on holding me back. Taught me to stick to a morning routine, stick to getting up every single day to a committed goal. And then it all finally clicked, man. All finally clicked. I built the dream physique. I built the confidence and the self-belief back in myself. These small daily wins began to compound into something massive. My mindset grew stronger day by day, and I'm now going through new challenges right now. Now, this is exactly how I took what I learned through each and every single stage, what I went through to build the McGregor method. I pieced it all together to finally drop my vices, drop 40 pounds of fat, build belief in myself and confidence through healthy daily habits without giving up all of the foods I love. But first came the stage of realization, the moment of realization. I had to hit rock bottom. I wish I didn't have to. I wish I didn't get to that point. But I had to realize that enough was enough. Hitting rock bottom was exactly what I needed in my life. Through failing university, through getting arrested, through tearing my knee, I was addicted to all these bad habits, the drinking, the drugs, the porn, the vaping. I was an unmotivated, lazy employee, but I'm so glad I had to go through it all because it meant that I hit rock bottom and finally snapped out of my bad habits. Now, I did keep vaping in there when I did 75 hard, but it did lead me to that decision, which was day one of 75 hard, which I'm pretty skinny fat here. And then I remember my dad telling me when I told him I was going to do 75 hard and what it was about, and he said to me, "I'll give you money if you finish it." And that's when I realized like how bad it really was, that I needed to change, that something needed to happen because I was out of shape. I was giving into all my bad habits. I was a terrible employee. I was a terrible human being, to be honest with you. And that's when I realized that I did need a change, but it had to happen, and I had to share this part with you so that you understood why it all started happening and the origin story of the McGregor method. Then stage 2, my bad habits came back after I'd finished 75 hard. Now, 75 hard is the greatest blessing, probably aside from all the bad things that led to me deciding to do 75 hard. But it taught me how to train and how to eat. You know, I got in pretty good shape, but the one thing I cannot stress enough is the realization that having an outcome-based goal and building your daily inputs towards that goal is absolutely vital. And I didn't realize it at the time, but looking back now, every time I've gone through anything good in life, I realized I've always had a goal to work towards, and I've always had to input daily habits towards that goal. I learned how to eat good foods, but I went back to drinking occasionally. The bad habits started to creep back in. I started vaping again, but then I eventually quit when I was overseas in another country. But the key takeaways here, and I can't stress it enough, man, is to set a goal. That is the importance of 75 hard, and I just had to put that in there so that when it all came together, I realized that having a goal and an inputs daily towards that goal were massively important, because I couldn't get everything to align. I was vaping, then I quit, then I drink occasionally, which led me back to having no direction. I lost my direction again, man. I'll be honest. That Christmas, into 2023, New Year's, I drank, I vaped, I did drugs, and then I had my knee surgery in February. I felt lost. Honestly, I felt lost again. Because I had a knee surgery, I'd just come off drinking, drugs, and, my life was in a bit of a shambles. But I was on a bulk, I continued to train, so one thing rang true the whole time, is that I continued training, I continued showing up in the gym, even with my knee surgery. But that's when I understood the importance of coaching, of the importance of getting a coach to help you through anything that you want help with in life. Because if you have a coach, it pretty much gives you the blueprint that they used. And it speeds up your process so much quicker, and it sped up my knowledge for food, for training, everything like that. And it also kept me accountable to keep showing up, even though I got fat on the bulk again, or whatever you want to call me here, but I would consider myself fat again. Probably bulked up a bit too far, a bit too hard, but I did learn a lot about training intensity and food and the importance of getting a coach. And at this time, I finally decided and found a new realization that all these bad habits, man, I've got to drop them all. I've got to drop all these vices, and the importance of having a coach and holding me accountable to my goals. And that's when I had that realization that all these habits, they've got to go. They just had to go, because I was just a complete and utter shell of myself again. So I dropped all my vices, and then from here I set a newfound direction in life, which was my outcome-based goal, bodybuilding prep. Right here, down to the bodybuilding show, where I learned about training intensity, the deeper understanding of food manipulation, how it works with your body. You can literally manipulate your foods to keep the foods you enjoy by prioritizing your protein, because it keeps you full. And I understood the importance of protein and the importance of coaching and the importance of having daily habits towards your bigger goal, because as soon as these wins start stacking up, as soon as I started showing myself I was the person who I said I was going to be, which was this person on that stage, shredded, 5% body fat. But all these actions in between, the morning routines, all these wins, it taught me consistency and discipline towards a bigger goal, towards a bigger picture. And that was a massive realization for me, that yes, the fat loss obviously comes and you want to look good, but the consistency and discipline that comes with it is massive. And win stacking, morning routine, every single morning, showing yourself you are the person you say you want to become by controlling the inputs each and every single day. And that just taught me to know your end goal. It taught me about training intensity. It taught me everything I needed to know about protein, about macro manipulation, how to actually eat properly so you can keep eating the foods you love, so you stay on diet, on track. And then it all finally came together for me. I finally understood how to drop all my bad habits, to give up the drinking, to give up the drugs, to give up the vaping, to give up the porn. And I realized if I had a morning routine to get up and attack every single day, it set me up so that I would win the day. I'd start with 4 daily wins, 4-step morning routine. This is the exact one that I use every single day, still to this day, and I have not missed in over 3 months. And I realized the importance of that. It aligns with the bigger goal that you already have. And that way, when you go to show up to training, you want to eat good, proper food. You want to actually eat proper food because at this stage, because you're attacking, because you're winning, because you're training with such high intensity, your body actually fiends good, proper food, like vegetables, like chicken, like lean mince. It taught me during bodybuilding prep, because honestly you do get tired, but it taught me to maximize my training by a 4-day-a-week split, which is an exact split here that you can steal, that you can use, that I use during bodybuilding prep. I'm not holding anything back. This is exactly what I do every single day to lose fat and keep it off now. But it taught me to continue to eat the foods I love, so I stayed on track over longer periods of time. Now, your foods might be different to my foods on what you enjoy, but I just enjoy good whole foods, which is why I've got an example here. But I still eat caramel sauce and stuff like that. I still eat good yum foods that you would probably consider yum as well. But you have to know, this is my exact protocols to training. This is exactly all you need to know to follow. Train at maximum intensity. Failure every set. I don't care who you are, what sort of man you are. Train like that every single set. Start with your heaviest or most lacking body part first. So for example, on leg day, because my hamstrings lack, I train hamstrings first. But if we flip it, you could train quads first because they are probably your heaviest movement, right? And then on that first set, you do 3 sets. Then the next body part, you do 2 sets. And then you drop set the last set. 3 to 4 minute breaks on your first exercise, 2 to 3 minutes on the next set. And massive hack, but increase your steps by walking around in between sets and increase your reps and weight each and every single week through progressive overload. Now, obviously towards the back end of a cut, you're going to end up pretty low on calories. So this might drop and that's okay. But you should always train at maximum intensity at a 6 to 10 rep range by progressive overloading each and every single week to make sure you hold on to your muscle tissue. Now, these are my exact food protocols, and it's broken down exactly how it works here, but I'll run you through it. Prioritize your protein, 1.1 gram per pound you weigh. Lean mince, eggs, chicken, protein powder. They are your main sources, and you can throw in like cottage cheese and Greek yogurt, for example, as well. But make sure you're getting 1.1 grams because protein is your highest, most satiating food, so it'll keep you fuller for longer. Now, pre-workout meal, oats, banana, honey, or jasmine rice, or sweet potato, or something like that. Just your standard, good, whole carb. 1.5 hours before. This way you get a nice, good pump during the workout. Include foods to keep you full, like frozen veggies, like watermelon, like lettuce, like spinach, just good whole clean foods. Because if you eat these 70% of the time, you're going to feel good and it's going to leave you about 30 to 40% of the time being able to include the foods you love, as you can see here. A high carb pre-workout meal, 100 grams of oats for example, 66 grams of carbs, plenty for a workout. There's 264 calories. Chuck a scoop of protein powder in there and you're away laughing. Then protein for the whole day. A 200 gram man needs 220 grams of protein for 1.1 grams. It's 880 calories. And then you combine the pre-workout meal with the protein. That's only 1,150 calories for the whole day. And then you look here, I calculated it to show you an example for a 200 pound man. To lose half a pound a week or a pound a week, he'd have to eat 2,500 calories roughly. So if he's only eating 1,200 calories, let's just say 1,500 or 1,600 of protein, good carb source for a good pump to optimize his workouts, he's still got over 1,000 calories to play with, to include the foods you love. And that's what I came to realize. So if you just prioritize lean mince, eggs, chicken, protein powder, and get a good high carb meal before you work out, include good, whole, filling foods, you can continue to eat the foods you love the rest of the time. So it's literally all broken down here. Screenshot this, do what you want with it, have that workout split. They should take no longer than 45 minutes. But most important part, I had to realize that I had to set a goal and set a direction. So if you want to lose 10 kgs of fat, it's all well and good saying that. But why do you want to do that? Who do you want to become? What does this person look like? Now, I know it seems a bit voodoo-like saying that, but if you don't have a clear picture of sort of what you're aiming for, then you won't get there. You won't stick to it. Are you doing it for your kids? Are you doing it for your friends? Are you doing it for your family? Are you doing it for you? What is the deeper meaning behind this? And now list out all the inputs that you can do every single day towards that goal. And this way, when it feels like the weight's not coming off, you can still track your progress on the fact that you're doing it every single day. And that's the importance of consistently showing up for yourself. Because you pair the morning routine with 4 wins. You add on the 5 daily wins towards your bigger goal. And it's just all these compounding wins showing you're exactly who you say you are. You're eating good, clean foods while eating the foods you love. It's just insane. And that is when I finally put this all together. It flows into every damn aspect of life. I got my confidence back and my mind. I've never had more belief in myself. And as long as you know the direction and actions I was taking, I realized that anything is possible. Yes, it might take longer. Yes, I might not have all the information. But I haven't missed a wake up. Feel incredible. I have peace in my mind, knowing all my bad habits are gone. And I've kept the fat off while eating the foods I love. My biggest struggle now, truly in life, is how I'm going to achieve my bigger dreams. How I can give the feeling of what it's done for me to other people, to you listening to this, to you watching this. As you can see here, I don't even post the physique, but that was me. Look at me, unconfident, drinking, ugly, shell of myself. Now I'm happy, I'm confident, I'm at peace, I'm smiling, I'm happy. That's what I want to give to you, man. Because I know as men, we don't like to admit it. But there's always a deeper meaning. There's always a deeper purpose behind why we want to feel how we feel. And that's what I want to give to you, the confidence, the belief. And that's why I want to give that feeling to other people. That's my biggest dream at the moment. Never had more belief, never had more confidence, and it flows into every single aspect of life once you understand to set your outcome-based goal and control your daily inputs towards that goal and judge yourself off the fact you do the daily inputs. And it's all a massive, massive ecosystem, and I'm so glad I went through what I went through so that I could give it to you so you can lose fat, so you can build confidence. Now that you understand how this whole method works, why I built it, why I did this, I do have an offer for you. So if you are a fat, unconfident man who struggles with sticking to daily habits, but you have massive dreams that you know you're capable of achieving, you might be a busy man, but you might desire more out of life, to spend more time with the people you love and be that guy in the office or at work. I get it, man. It's hard to admit there's a deeper meaning behind it all, but I know that you want the belief. I know you want the confidence and the status because that was what I wanted too. I understand how you feel. I've been there. The looks are just the external representation of how you feel, which is why I want to help you one-on-one to build your confidence, to build your belief back and increase your status as a man by dropping that last 20 to 40 pounds. It won't even take 120 days, but I just do 120. It'll take 90, and then I will give you an extra 30-day blueprint so that you keep it off, and then we can build on top of that even further. So if you are wanting to take care of the people you love by looking and feeling your best, by leading example like any man should, if you're a father, if you're in the office, just leading by example, you're in need of that extra accountability to ensure once you lose it, you keep it off. You get an extra 30 days. You're going to lose it in 90. But you get that extra 30-day buffer. I'd love to help you one-on-one to build your confidence, to build your belief back, and increase your status as a man by dropping that last 20 to 40 pounds. Because I know what it did for me, and I want to give that to you because I know how you feel. All within 120 days guarantee. There'll be a link to book down below. I can't wait to meet you. It's a free call. We don't have to go any further after that. If you don't think what's right, it's right for you. But I want to help you, brother. I want to help you, man. Get back time with your kids. Get back time with your family and increase that confidence and build your belief back. So I hope this helps. And I'd love to meet you. I can't wait to meet you.